Good evening. I said good evening. We might be under the sea, but trespassers should not forget their manners. They come, they invade my tomb, and then they quite fail to pay their respects. Added to which, I do not know them. Who are they? Who let them in? Who opened the door to them? The fact is, there is no one to close the doors. There are no doors. The cyclone. The sea is rising. The houses are collapsing. Ah, the city's submerged. I am under the sea. They abandoned me. One by one, I saw them leave. That is the price you pay for death when you are over 100 years old. To see the sea submerging you and the world left in ruins. They died, they fled. It makes no difference. To flee, to die is the same. Who are you? Why that puzzled face? And you with the empty eyes, what are you doing in this tomb? Tell me your name. Introduce yourself as a gentleman should. A hostess should at the very least know the name of her guests. But you are not my guests. I did not call anyone. I did not invite anyone to visit. I am alone and I wish to remain alone. Better to be alone than to keep bad company. Solitude. Did you hear me? The only way to survive at the bottom of the sea. Leave! You have no right to disturb my peace if you will not keep me company. Unless... No, that cannot be. I must not hold out hope. So often I have had a premonition. The bottom of the sea is a place of transit. Too many strangers pass through this tomb. Each time one appears, my heart skips a beat. I ask, do you come from? No. They all say the same. No. Such an abrasive word. No. I wish that someone would arrive and say, yes, I come from here. I would embrace that person even though they were a stranger. I would give them all that I have and all that I do not have. Perhaps one of you? Does anyone here come from Havana? Are you from Havana? And you? Havana, I say, my city, the city where I was saint and empress. Nobody comes from Havana. Havana does not exist. Sometimes I think that I invented it. Did you know there was a city called Havana, beside the sea? A city like no other, a maze of mirrors. I would like to tell you, but whatever I say, however I describe, you had to have lived it. Do you hear? They are tolling for us. Or do you think that I did not know? We are all dead here, you and me. You thought you could confound me, that I would not realize. I have dealt with the dead for so long, you can easily tell a drowned person. Not just by the colour or the carrion stench, nor by the pus that comes out from your eyes, nor by the worms that corrupt your skin. A dead person is something more than putrefaction. Silence, misery, boredom, lack of hope. These things also reveal the dead. I sense in you a certain bitterness. Straight away I said, dead people. Cecilia, do not let yourself be deceived. My name in that other life and in these marine depths is and shall be Cecilia, name of the fictional mulatta, kinswoman through the maternal line of Carlos Manuel Cespedes, the father of the fatherland. Fatherland. The problem with dead people, we forget. I was born in the Calle de la Luz, the Street of Light. Such luck! There is not a street of that name in any other city in the world. The Street of Light. First memory of Havana.
Mama? Look! I'm transparent. You can't see me. I'm made of glass. I can hide myself wherever I like. No one will see me. There at last. I go through the city. I enter the houses. I caress the cheeks of the sleeping girls. I go into the dining room. They have just put fresh fruit in the fruit bowl. I take the scent of the fruit out into the street again. The light is so intense that the people of Havana have become invisible.
At midday, the light made Havana disappear. Glimmers, reflections, until the evening when the people of Havana regained their corporeality. Today, I went out for the first time in a long while. I wanted to go for a walk. I know walking at the bottom of the sea is not walking. You step forwards, but you are always in the same place. I thought I saw buildings. I said to myself, Havana! My eyes were awash with tears. Yes, what can I do? I am sentimental. I ran. It is difficult to run with so many rocks and so much seaweed. Upon my oath, I saw the sea with the waves crashing against the Malecon, the Morro Castle, the Cabana fortress, even a frigate entering the bay. I should have been cured of fear. When I arrived, what do you think I found? Submerged galleons, rotten sails, treasure chests, leather straps, not a soul. Well, I do not know about souls, not a body. Death is like that. You go from one illusion to illusion. You should know that as well as I do. Death is not the darkness that they say it is, but this idiotic walking forever at the bottom of the sea, believing in dreams. And after that, sand. I have come to believe that death is the same as life.
Mama, don't let Papa come and see me.
Why, child? Your father is good. He loves you very much.
I'm scared of him. He's so tall. Well, he seems tall to me anyway, a giant, and dressed in black too. With that long white beard, he frightens me. Sir, why do you wear a beard in this heat?
Are you happy, child?
Very, sir. I never call him Papa or sir. Sir, not out of respect, but out of fear.
Learn, child. We live in order to achieve death. Death. Only death is noble and great. Living is a repugnant weight. I want to educate you. Sorrow is the only subject. Forget your pleasures, forget your happiness, learn to suffer. I will always be at your side for the hunger and the thirst that your body will know, for your own good, so that you achieve death, which is the only worthwhile thing life has to offer.
Pilar! Where have you gone, Pilar? My darling, where are you?
What's the matter, Missy? Why are you crying?
Pilar, is suffering good?
Who told you such nonsense?
My father. He says that
Life is the only thing that matters, Gail. Everything else is just sleeping for a very long time. There's only one life. Forget that sick old man. Come and eat this. I made it for you.
You are wonderful, Pilar. When you die, I'm sure God's going to put you in his kitchen so that you can make him little custard tarts and rice puddings.
Pumpkin flan. If the light was first, flan de calabaza was second. Havana, intense light, flan de calabaza, and this heat. My mother, a young woman on the point of disappearing, as white as her linen dresses, clean with abundant eau de cologne, sewing and singing by the window, or reading poems by Luisa, an unhappy woman who was her best friend.
Ay, debajo de un naranjo verde coposo, cuyas ramas temblaban sobre mi rostro. Ay, oye, oye, siendo muy niña, en mi cuna de paja yo me dormía y entre sueños recuerdo que yo escuchaba que a mi lado mi madre dulce cantaba. Oye, hija mía, quien no escucha a su madre no es buena hija. Oye, hija mía, quien no escucha a su madre no es buena hija. Oye, hija mía, quien no escucha a su madre no es buena hija. Oye, hija mía, quien no escucha a su madre no es buena hija.
My mother. Her eyes always shone, and they shone even more when she spoke of the 2 wars of independence, the exile in Tampa of her cousin Cespedes, of Agramonte, the horseman, of Marti, who was a lightning bolt, and an illusion too, I thought, of Maceo, of whom it could be said that discretion was the better part of valor. My mother. I still remember how her hand shook that 20th of May of 1902 when they raised the flag. Havana celebrates. People are lavish with their embraces. They run. No one wants to lose this solemn moment.
Mama! They're raising the flag!
Kneel, child. The flag, your flag, look how it is lifted at last. Gallant, beautiful, triumphant. And with it all the misfortune of this poor island of ours has ended. Poor Mama. She was the one who made my childhood happy. In spite of her silence and her apparent docility, she knew how to deal with my father's harshness. She knew enjoyment, and she loved Havana like nobody else. I took my first steps with her through the streets of fire. La Almeida de Paula, the convent of San Francisco, Empedrado Street. May the Lord grant us a good day A good day in the name of the Virgin.
Let's go down to Mercy Street. We'll enter the church for a moment. Now we'll run to the Plaza Vieja to buy little garlic rolls. Flowers to fan the way, honey to beautify your body and your soul, sweets that'll make you dream, coconut water to cleanse your insides, cinnamon sticks to awaken your instincts. Come, eat this sweet little banana apple. Milk from the cows of Eden, delicious this day, our daily bread. Here, missy, buy a little picture of Santa Rita. She who comes makes the impossible possible. Can you give me some pineapple?
As much as you want.
The queen of fruit. Eat that pineapple and you'll become a woman. I don't have any money.
Pay me with a smile. The pineapple. That is a dangerous fruit, unlike the apple.
Mama, so many boats. Look at all the sailors coming and going. Why do the women wear those brightly coloured dresses? Why do they laugh at the slightest thing?
Smell of codfish, smell of orange, of fresh vegetables, sides of beef hanging in the butcher shops, columns, galleries where the sun is extinguished and the eyes rest, and this heat.
How is it possible when the sun was splitting the rocks in two? You never know on this island.
Sweetheart, don't get wet. You'll catch a cold.
No, Mama, let me be. The rain is holy water. My body feels thousands of hands caressing it. The downpour sanctifies me. Anyone who hasn't danced in a downpour has never known the sense of a body awakened.
Men and women run to take shelter. They do not stop laughing. They get wet, their feet get muddy. They do not stop laughing. Blessed Santa Barbara. Everybody laughs, in the face of happiness and of adversity, for the slightest thing. The problem is to laugh. Havana was light. Flan de calabaza, smell of codfish, pineapple, and laughter. But there was no way of stopping. Laugh! Even though the sun dehydrates you, the sea urges in, and the cyclone lifts the roof off your house, laugh! Do you know what it is to laugh? And you? Do you remember? To laugh. What is it? One of you have the courage to tell me what it is to laugh. The problem with dead people. We forget. Near my house, there is always a woman in a rocking chair. Old, black, her patchwork skirt, white kerchief on her head. She smokes a cigar. I must warn you. That which you think full of splendor today is already destroyed. Stone falls upon stone before you know it. The dust returns to dust. This city of yours, of columns and enchantment, is submerged and there are deaths, epidemics of nostalgia, sadness. Yes, the people laugh, but at heart they cry. Many flee, and there are those who die trying to flee.
Did you hear, Mama? Is there any way, Blessed Virgin, to stop the catastrophe? I will make you offerings of flowers, water, fruit. I will light a candle.
She had already gone. The light went out. In its place, a circle of fire. You must not think that I cared. I never paid heed to predictions. I was disbelieving and frivolous as Havana, indifferent, impertinent, cynical and happy as Havana. Bad omens. I go to the theatre, to the Payrette or the National. Curtains, carpets, huge teardrop chandeliers. On the stage, that unforgettable Radames, the Havana of Caruso. How many youngsters would not give my 100 years to have heard Caruso sing? Caruso, you are singing for me, I know. You look at me, standing almost at the proscenium, you stretch out your hand towards me. Your voice will never leave these ears. Sometimes you wake me out of my lethargy, and I am enchanted, listening to you forever. With a Radames such as you, Caruso, it would be worth it to enter the temple and die.
We're going on an outing to Aunt Teresa's house. We will leave at first light. The journey in the train from the Estación Carlos to Marianao is a delight. We will go through Puentes Grandes. Aunt Teresa, why does everybody say that you are a celebrated woman? I like this great house on the Calzada Real. How have you managed to make your siesta the most revered in all of Havana? La siesta! I don't know why, but in your house, it takes on an almost religious silence.
When the evening starts to fall, we sit in the portico, all dressed up to the nines. We drink lemonade with ice. Some prefer tamarind juice. Grandpapa smokes. He tells tales of exile. Grandmama looks at back numbers of a La Habana Elegante. I throw myself into the hammock. As we Cubans never learned to levitate, we invented the hammock. Space in the air. Sweet. And of course, quite useless, swinging. Thought is suspended. The hammock is a mystical experience. You look at the tops of trees, the palm fronds. You listen to the mockingbird. Ay, idleness. Idleness. The only word that we Cubans do not need to look up in the dictionary. Can you hear it? I always hear it. And it is a lie. It is not music. There is no one here, no orchestra, nothing. What do we need music at the bottom of the sea for? I have no idea, but there we are. The music from my 15th birthday party. Bring me the mirror. Am I fine like this? I should be fine. It's my first dance. I want them to admire me. Have the boys arrived? Then it's time to leave. Wish me luck, Pilar. I want everyone to fall in love with me. Actually, Pilar, They have fallen at my feet. I have bewitched them. I can do what I like. The only problem is that in the orchestra there is a mulatto, a flautist. I don't have to describe him, right? One says mulatto and that's enough. I look at him. He plays the flute and he looks at me timidly and at the same time with an effrontery that strips me naked. And one moment he blows me a kiss. Mulatto, after all. He knows he's irresistible. He sent me a little note with a servant. He lives in a rooming house on Mangalore. I was a serious girl, well educated. My tutor was a friend of my father's, a highly cultured man called Don Ramon, who they referred to as, I do not know why, my uncle the employee. I was a God-fearing girl, and so naturally I kept my assignation. Hey, mulatto, you could have more women than Urini. Let me touch your chest that seems made of bronze. Run my hands through your curly hair. Look into your deep dark eyes. Place my lips against your full ones. What thighs, mulatto. What powerful legs. Embrace me. Make me disappear inside your long, strong arms. Everything in you is grand and strong. You are not a man, but a god. Do you hear? The sound of your flute. Your mouth doesn't stop. It traces my body and it makes me invisible, just like when the light of Havana floods my room. Your body smells like the market of Polverine. Your breath, fresh, is the breeze that runs up the Prado when the sun starts to set. Your voice, deep as the bells of the church of Espiritu Santo. Naked, your body on top of mine, your giant body entering me. I realize it's true. Havana belongs to us. Go on, mulatto. You annul time. Time stands still. Havana was light. Flan de calabaza. Street sellers, smell of codfish, slices of pineapple, laughter, and an irresistible mulatto who split your body in two. Aye, when one is dead at the bottom of the sea, one should not have such memories. Suddenly the dust trembles. Such power, mulatto, to turn the dust into infatuated dust. And this heat, I feel like sleeping. How tired I am. To sleep forever, asleep without images. Come on, accompany me. They are constructing the Capitolio on the land of Estación Villanueva. They say it will be a huge building, the biggest in the world. We can go to my house in El Cerro, next door to the house of Aragno y Pareño, with all that fruit hanging off the trees and the perfumed air. You cannot live with all that perfume. Can you smell it? At night it is impossible to sleep. The bed ejects me. The tule mosquito net cannot hold me. The gallant night makes my body quiver. And what if we get as far as the Almandares? Crystalline waters, and above them a flight of hummingbirds ablaze. Almandares, my river, what happened to you? One never bathes twice in the Almandares. And this heat. Time. Who can give me a definition of time? You, sir. Would you be so kind? What is time? In your own words, and do not quote Proust. No. Your face betrays your ignorance. Not you either. Time for you is that wristwatch. You are very strange people. To live, to go on losing things, as I always say. Today you lose a vase which breaks. Tomorrow an old book. The day after that, a friend who leaves. And so on until you pass the threshold. And this heat. The threshold. Would you say so, Mama? Now that you have pushed the door and left forever, whiter than ever. Mama, on the bed, rigid, with the crucifix that I placed between your hands, that common token of death. Your eyes are not completely closed, and underneath your eyelids that sparkle left by the flag which you thought would make us happy. I hope your death is real. Not like ours. Listen. The orchestra is starting to play. What was the point in me watching over a corpse? Haven't you ever been to the open airs on the Prado? You are all born dead. Lights, glasses of beer, orchestras, women with tight-fitting lame dresses, the handsomest men in the world, in drill suits, inventing the most flattering compliments. Lady, did God give you those eyes in case you were born mute? They make you feel irresistibly beautiful. You should know that the men of Havana were born only to love, with eyes, hands, mouths, and all their generous attributes. Forget those French who invented ways of thinking. Forget those Germans who came up with the phrase, everything rational is real and everything real is rational. Everything real is pleasurable, and everything pleasurable is real. Havana nights. Bodies coming together on park benches against trees, in the vestibules of churches. We were more pantheistic than Spinoza. For each and every inhabitant of Havana, a living body was a divine image. You kneel before a man who opens his fly, and you are offering him up a praise. What was the point of me watching over a corpse, even though my mother's?
I'm leaving home. Yes, Papa, I'm going because I hate your repression, your tyranny.
Daughter, you must learn to control your body. The principles, child. Learn to suffer, to go hungry and thirsty. One idea is worth more than all the pleasures.
No, Papa. I have a body and my body doesn't care about ideas. To live, understand? I only want to live, here and now. I'm not interested in a future that nobody knows about. I only have the present and my body. I want to live, and that's why I'm leaving.
Don't call me Cecilia. I'm Santa Cecilia now. They call me that because I am beautiful, because I am aristocratic, and because Manuel Corona fell in love with me.
Girls, get ready. It's nearly time to open up.
My clients don't like to wait. Santa Cecilia of Galeano Street. Hear that? Not a slum district like Colón or Jesus Maria. Look at the wicker furniture, the stained glass in different colors, these chartrand landscapes, incense, opium, the secret Cuba, the best taste. Music by Ancieto Diaz, the inventor of El Danzonete. Sometimes he himself comes here, along with his orchestra. We are very respectable. We don't accept just anyone. Good clients, clean, perfumed, covered in talcum powder, like children. As I am Santa Cecilia, I don't give myself to just anybody. I have the pleasure of choosing. The hands. I look at the hands. After that, the mouths and the eyes. The rest I can imagine. Come with me, sir. Or not even that. A wave of the hand. Cider, champagne. I bathe in wine from the Rhine. A table with lobster enchiladas by the bed. Mirrors in the ceiling, on the walls, so that we are not two, but many. A whore after all. I become sad. I decide to recite verses. I go out of the house into the starlight night. A whore after all. I dream of impossible loves. I have dreamt in my mournful nights, in my sad nights of sorrows and tears, of an impossible kiss of love, without thirst or fire, without fever or longing. Oh, my love, my impossible love. My dreamt of boy with the sweet gaze, when you kiss me with your lips, kiss me without fire, without fever, and without longing. I am the sad virgin hall beneath the Havana night. I will go to the Malecon. They built the Malecon for a reason. Does anyone know if the Malecon has been built yet? The problem with dead people, we forget. Yes, I am here on the wall, looking at the horizon. The horizon. Over there. A line, a simple line, and yet the line starts tightening. Tightening like a hangman's noose. Who said that the horizon is an imaginary line? It's a lie. There it is. The horizon is a rampart. The ships sail out of the bay and they smash against the horizon. The world does not exist. The world is only what reaches my eyes. Paris is a lie. Venice is a lie. The world is this city and this rampart. And this heat. Do you realize how alone we are? Do we not travel? And when we do, it is a dream of ships and cities that do not exist. I do not want to go on. How a fool. When one is dead, the best thing is silence. Like you, tight-lipped. A shut mouth catches no flies. Anyway, what flies? You never see any flies at the bottom of the sea. A dead person is not a very interesting spectacle, if the truth be known. I want to sleep. Really sleep. With a sleep that lasts forever. I'm going to give you some advice. When you've had enough, go to the Malecon. Look at the horizon and feel the fear. And at the moment that you're about to throw yourself into the sea because you think that death by asphyxiation is better than death by loneliness, go to a tenement, a solar. Do you remember what a solar is? Problem of dead people. We forget. That's it. That's good. Music awakens memory. Many people dancing, drinking, shouting. They are worshipping Yamaya, the black version with the blue dress. They eat sweets and fruit. There is no odor of perfume tonight, just bodily sweat. And I swear to you that you will forget about the damned horizon and the infinite bloody spaces. And it gets light. far the tyrants of the world oppose it. I am dead and under the sea, and I am more than 100 years old. And this heat. My eyes have witnessed the good and the bad. I saw the fading splendor of El Cerro, Havana, reaching as far as El Vedado and further onto the river. I saw the trams appear and disappear. I suffered the too much light of the Calzada de Jesus del Monte. I saw buildings rise and buildings fall. What is left to me? A city is not the sum of its monuments and neighborhoods. You have to walk through the streets at noon and experience the smell of cooking. Sit in the park towards evening. See well-dressed, courteous women and men go by, and the women, perfumed and affectionate, pass your hands over the stone walls. Hear the cha-cha-cha, the mambo, which mix extraordinary confusion with the sound of neighbors shouting from one balcony to another. It is not enough to pass through the Arco de Belén. You need to feel the dampness of its shadow in your body. I find myself once more in the house El Vedado, the one in Linea, near to the parish. Do you remember the parish? A big house surrounded by trees and sparrows, full of children. They're not my children. I did not give birth to them. What does it matter?
Come, children, the meal is ready. I made tamales, white rice, black beans, ropa vieja.
One of you is laughing at me. There is a dead person amongst those dead people who mocks because I speak of the submerged city, the one that it is not worth mentioning, as if we were talking about Pompeii, Atlanta, Utopia. Why not stand up and tell me to my face that I am wasting time remembering that I am old, ill, that I am antiquated, pessimistic? No, better not get up. You are right. I am old and dead. And why should I say what I think or have stopped thinking? Perhaps Havana is still there, and I am the one that is destroyed. The cyclone! Not again! The cyclone! How much longer must I live this? Always the cyclone lies in wait. Behind the nostalgia, the walls split open once more. The streets will flood again. Trees pulled up by the roots. A sea of fury upon us. The house is destroyed. Someone blows on the city which falls down as though it were made of paper. Sybaris, Sodom, Nivana, Havana, mortal cities born, condemned to die. Open the door. It is I, Santa Cecilia. Why does nobody answer? Pilar, where did you go? My children, where are you? Open the doors. Do not leave me in this silence. They have covered the windows. The door is closed forever. Did you forget that I used to live among you? Why do you condemn me? What is my sin? They left. I know that they left. Their footprints are still on the ashes of my body. I think that the night has fallen forever. A night that will not appear in any history book. Silence. Nobody. The silence is fear. I am at the bottom of the sea, in a street full of corpses of seaweed. The bottom of the sea. The remains of galleons and treasures that are of interest to nobody. Do you realize the terrible emptiness of the word nobody? The bottom of the sea. Collapse, wreckage, ruins beneath the water, dead fish, sand, darkness. The drowned bodies of my children float by. And above all, silence. The waves repeat my father's words. Learn, child. We live in order to achieve death. I will not abandon you. Your life is a nightmare. You won, Papa. At the bottom of the sea, the asphyxiation of the bodies is my asphyxiation. Their decomposition is mine. I always knew, Papa, that you and the sea would win the game. Look, sometimes the pieces of the galleons assemble themselves and try to navigate. The drowned people who dreamt of leaving seem asleep. But over there is a rampart. Do you see it? The horizon. You cannot walk forever beneath the sea. And you? What are you doing there, crucified beneath the water? You who suffered so. Why do you make me suffer? Why do you let me die with my memories? It would be better to kill me with amnesia. A dream without images is what death should be. I do not want to remember. I do not want to spend my death going over a life that stopped making sense, which it never did. Why do you abandon me? Why, when everybody else leaves, do you also flee? Lord, don't go! You at least stay! Accompany me in this absence and kiss me on my forehead so that I lose my memories. Have pity. You are in time to be magnanimous. Let me rest. With one wave of your crucified hand, you can end the delirium of these memories which I cannot tell now if they are true or not. Yes, if you wished it, I could sleep in peace. All right. So you do not even deign to listen to me. Christ does not deign to listen to me. He's leaving. He does not want to remain at the bottom of the sea. He does not like this hell. He also knows that it is better to flee. No matter. I am stronger. My place is good because it is mine. It might be hell, but it is mine. No one can move me from here. They will have to drain the sea before I abandon this tomb which belongs to me. And now leave, you furies, if you want. You as well. Go! Leave me alone! Continue with your dreams, wandering with your death and your memories. And when you leave, close the lid of the tomb tightly. Nobody else enter. Nobody bother me. Never say that I was afraid of being alone. I know that tomorrow others will come and I will have to repeat the story. non-stop, interminable. The same story. Until God takes mercy on me and leaves me in total oblivion.